What if the most powerful weapon a country has is one it never admits to having? No official confirmation, no public declaration, no clear numbers, only silence. And that silence is intentional. Israel's nuclear policy is built on a principle known as strategic ambiguity. It neither confirms nor denies the existence of nuclear weapons. And that uncertainty is the point, because in the modern world, deterrence is not only about strength, it is about perception. Israel exists in one of the most volatile regions on Earth, surrounded by ongoing conflict, shifting alliances, and persistent threats. It has developed a security doctrine based on one core idea: survival at all costs. From its earliest years, Israel recognized that it could not rely solely on conventional military power. Its size is limited. Its population is smaller than many of its adversaries. Its margin for error is almost non-existent. A single catastrophic attack could threaten its existence. That reality shaped its nuclear strategy. Instead of publicly declaring nuclear capability, Israel chose a different path: ambiguity. By not confirming its arsenal, Israel avoids triggering immediate escalation, while still signaling that the consequences of an existential attack would be severe. It creates uncertainty for its adversaries, and in deterrence, uncertainty can be more powerful than clarity, because an opponent must assume the worst. This policy also allows Israel to maintain strategic flexibility. It avoids international pressure that might come with open acknowledgement. It reduces the likelihood of a regional arms race accelerating uncontrollably, and it keeps its adversaries guessing. But this policy does not exist in isolation. It is directly connected to the current tensions in the Middle East. Iran's nuclear ambitions have placed Israel's strategy under increasing pressure. Iran has continued to develop its nuclear capabilities, raising fears that it could reach a point where it can produce a nuclear weapon. For Israel, that is not just a political issue, it is an existential threat. Because a nuclear-armed adversary changes everything. It alters the balance of power. It reduces the effectiveness of conventional defense. It increases the risk of catastrophic escalation. This is why Israel has taken a firm position. It will not allow Iran to obtain nuclear weapons. That position has led to a combination of strategies: diplomatic pressure, covert operations, cyber activities, and, when necessary, direct military action. But even before any physical strike, the AI World War Y is already in motion. Cyber operations target nuclear facilities, disrupt research, and interfere with development programs. Intelligence operations gather critical information about timelines, capabilities, and vulnerabilities. These actions are designed to delay, disrupt, and control the pace of escalation. Because in a nuclear context, time is everything. Every delay matters. Every disruption changes the equation. And this is where Israeli nuclear policy connects directly to the AI war. It is not just about possessing a weapon. It is about shaping the environment around it, controlling uncertainty, managing perception, influencing decisions before they are made. In the current environment, tensions between Israel, Iran, and the United States have brought this issue back to the forefront. Military actions, cyber operations, and strategic messaging are all being used simultaneously. Each move calculated, each response measured, because one miscalculation could have consequences far beyond the region. This is not just a regional issue, it is global. Energy markets react, alliances shift, security strategies evolve, and behind it all is a silent question. What happens if deterrence fails? That is the risk embedded in Israel's nuclear policy. It is designed to prevent war, but it exists because the possibility of war is real. And in this war, the most important battles happen before that moment ever arrives. Decisions made in silence, actions taken in secret, systems disrupted before they are seen. Because once nuclear weapons enter the equation, there is no room for error, no second chances, no controlled outcomes. And that is why Israel's strategy remains unchanged: ambiguity, uncertainty, deterrence. Because sometimes the most powerful weapon is not the one that is used, it is the one that is never fully revealed. The one that exists in the minds of adversaries, the one that shapes decisions before actions are taken. Because in this war, power is not what the world sees, it is what the world fears. Not the missile that launches, but the one that never has to. The one that exists in silence, in uncertainty, in the mind of every adversary. Because when nothing is confirmed, but nothing is ruled out, every decision becomes a risk. Every move becomes a gamble. And in that uncertainty, fear takes control, not as a reaction, but as a weapon. Because the moment your enemy starts hesitating, starts calculating, starts second-guessing, the war is already shifting in your favor. And by the time anything is actually used, it may already be over.